Recently, these are some of the headlines that I've been reading. Fiverr CEO Miha Kaufman delivers blunt reality check. AI is coming for your job and mine unless you become ... Adobe execs say artists need to embrace AI or get left behind. They're not going to be successful in this new world without using it. Now, on the flip side of that, these are some of the other headlines that I've been reading. Experts concerned that AI is making us stupider. Case for using your brain, even if AI can think for you. Digital dependence is reshaping our brains, but can we fight it? New study says AI is making us stupid, but does it have to? How I realized AI was making me stupid and what I do now. Man alarmed as his cognitive skills decay after outsourcing them to AI. Artificial intelligence was eating my brain. Yum. The other day, this video popped into my feed by David Shapiro. It says AI is coming for all of your jobs. Now, in this video, David Shapiro just took the email of Micah Kaufman, who is the CEO of Fiverr, which is an online freelance marketplace. And he read it and he discussed how AI is affecting this company and how it's most likely going to affect many other companies. And this video and email were a bit of a wake-up call to me. And it made me begin to rethink how I approach teaching AI in my digital art classes at a junior college. This is what he sent to his employees. Hey team, I've always believed in radical candor and despise those who sugarcoat reality to avoid stating the unpleasant truth. The very basis for radical candor is care. You care enough about your friends and your colleagues and tell them the truth because you want them to be able to understand it, grow, and succeed. So here is the unpleasant truth. AI is coming for your jobs. Heck, it's coming for my job too. This is a wake-up call. It does not matter if you are a programmer, designer, product manager, data scientist, lawyer, customer support rep, salesperson, or a finance person. AI is coming for you. You must understand that what was once considered easy tasks will no longer exist. What was once considered hard tasks will be the new easy. And what was considered impossible tasks will now be the new hard. If you do not become an exceptional talent at what you do, a master, you will face the need for career change in a matter of months. I am not trying to scare you. I am not talking about your job at Fiverr. I'm talking about your ability to stay in your profession in the industry. Are we all doomed? Not all of us. But those of you who will not wake up and understand the new reality fast are unfortunately doomed. What can we do? First of all, take a moment to let it sink in. Drink a glass of water. Scream hard in front of your mirror if that helps. Now relax. Panic hasn't solved problems for anyone. Let's talk about what would help you become an exceptional talent in your field. Study, research, and master the latest AI solutions in your field. Try multiple solutions and figure out what gives you your superpowers. By superpowers, I mean the ability to generate more outcomes per unit of time with better quality per delivery. Programmers code, cursor. Customer support, tickets, intercom, fin, and Sentisum. Lawyers, contracts, Lexis Plus AI, and Legora, etc. 2, find the most knowledgeable people on your team who can help you become more familiar with the latest and greatest in AI. 3, time is the most valuable asset you have. If you're working like it's 2024, you're doing it wrong. You are expected and needed to do more, faster, and more efficiently now. Number 4, become a prompt engineer. Google is dead. LLM and Gen AI are the new basics. And if you're not using them as experts, your value will decrease before you know what hit you. 5, get involved in making the organization more efficient using AI tools and technologies. It does not make sense to hire more people before we have learned how to do more with what we have. Number 6, understand the company's strategy well and contribute to helping it achieve its goals. Don't wait to be invited to a meeting where we will ask each participant for ideas. There will be no such meeting. Instead, pitch your ideas proactively. 7. Stop waiting for the world or your place at work to hand you opportunities to learn and grow. Create those opportunities yourself. I vow to help anyone who wants to help themselves. If you don't like what I wrote, if you think I'm full of shit or just an asshole who's trying to scare you, be my guest and disregard this message. I love you all and I wish you nothing but good things. But I honestly don't think that a promising professional career awaits you if you disregard this reality. If, on the other hand, you understand deep inside that I'm right and what all of us want is to be on the winning side of history, join me in a conversation about where we go from here as a company and as individual professionals. We have a magnificent company and a bright future ahead of us. We will need to wake up and understand that it won't be pretty or easy. It will be hard and demanding, but damn well worth it. This message is food for thought. I've asked Shelley to free up time on my calendar for the next few weeks so that those who wish to sit with me and discuss our future can do so. I look forward to seeing you. Yours, Micah. And again, that is Micah Kaufman from the CEO of Fiverr. And again, this is just one company and it looks to me like there may be some layoffs coming very soon. And this is saying, get your butt in gear. It just makes me think about an old joke my grandfather used to tell. And it was these two guys were in the woods and then they saw a bear and then the bear start charging at him. And the one guy drops down and starts tying his shoes. And the other guy says, "Why aren't you running? The bear's coming." And he says, I don't have to outrun the bear. I only have to outrun you. So that's basically what this is saying. So this caused me to have this, like I teach Adobe Photoshop and Adobe Illustrator, and there are AI tools built within the software. And I resisted it for a while, but I believe in version 2024, it was front and center, and I couldn't avoid it anymore because I felt like I was shortchanging my students, not teaching them the fundamental skills that they need to develop as artists. Even before I introduced it to them, I saw that some students know it, or few, and others don't. And it's like they're playing on an uneven field. My conclusion is basically, I think they need to learn to use both. They need to have those basics. They need to have them down. And then they also need to know how to use the AI, because once you get out in the real world, I believe, at least for now, those who will be winning those jobs and holding those jobs will be the ones who adapt quickly and learn how to use AI, but they still also have those manual skills. And one of the things that I thought was, I just as a quick demonstration, is if you're working and you're on a deadline, I have this here, and what I can do here is if you're working here and you just want to change this purse. So I can go online and I can find a picture of a purse, or I can just use the lasso tool, select this thing, and right down here we have this generative fill. I'm going to click on that and I'm just going to make blue purse. And let's just see what happens. I mean, I can do this manually, and again, it may take me some time, but this, if speed is important or you have a lot of work and you just need to get things out, something like this can come in handy. But if you don't have those skills, those base skills, you can see a person who knows how to use only AI can't go, oh, they might not even recognize it. This hand looks a little funny. Whereas I can go in here and fix this. But you can see here, I can come back and bring back the original hand which looks 1,000 times better. I mean, I need to spend a little more time to fix this, but as you can see, if you don't have those skills how to do things like this manually, you can't compete with someone who knows how to fix this. So again, you need both skills. There's another example that I want to show you I thought was interesting. Open with 2025. So just doing something really quick, and this may come out really weird, but let's just see. I'm just gonna grab the rectangle tool here, and I'm just gonna change your body. Hopefully, I don't know what's gonna happen. I'm just gonna click generative fill. I'm not gonna even give it a prompt, and let's just see what happens. And say you just want to change the image quickly. This is one way you can do it, whereas the normal way to do this, look at that. And I have several choices, just like now that I like that. And one thing I will look, all right, so here we go. You see her hands? Those hands are messed up. They still haven't quite gotten it, but you would just need to go in here and maybe fix these hands. But I really like the look at this image here, and that was the original image. So she goes from this casual shot to this more elegant shot. And there are ways that you can use this software where I don't really feel like it's cheating. So if a student used this as a project, and they built on this, they went in here and fixed the hands, I feel like they're learning and they're using the AI and the software in a way that really works. Whereas if they just went to something like Midjourney and had it generate a piece of art and took credit for that as being their own art, they're not growing, they're hurting themselves. But that led me to this video here. You know, when I was doing a bit of research, ChatGPT is making us dumb. In this video, they talk about, as an example, using Google Maps, which aren't AI, but in Google Maps, if you start relying on GPS, you start to become a little dull. You don't develop those wayfinding skills, and you know your memory becomes shorter, and you just get lost easier. And I personally am guilty of that. I often find myself on a road and I don't know where I'm at because I'm using the GPS that says go left, go right, and I don't even pay attention to the roads, and that's not good. This article or this video actually got me to start using the GPS just a little bit less. All right, but the same thing can happen with AI. If all you're doing is relying on AI to create things for you, it can make you a little bit dull. And it's the overuse of it that can be a problem. So here are some videos that I think are well worth watching. And then there's this one here, is AI making us dumber? And this one's a bit long. This is like 2 hours, and this kind of goes off in a little bit of a different direction. But I did enjoy this video here by the Diary of a CEO, AI Agents Emergency Debate. These jobs won't exist in 24 months. We must prepare for what's coming. And then I thought, you know, in the under education, the Cult of Pedagogy, this is a podcast, so it's just audio, and it's holding students accountable in the age of AI. And they have some really good ideas on how to teach your students in a way to keep them motivated and just not rely so heavily on AI, and to use it properly in a way that they can develop as well. And then here's one that I enjoyed a lot, was the education of kids in the age of AI. And this was the Ezra Klein show with Rebecca Winthrop. He interviews her and they talk about AI, and Ezra Klein asks the sort of questions that I'm asking. How do you educate children, or, you know, young adults, while remaining competitive in the age of AI? How do you get them to learn the AI and balance everything? Now, then this last one here, this is Doc Rock. I only recently discovered him, and I love the things that he's doing. And video here is just, I let AI critique my video. It hurt, but it helped. And he is using the AI in a way that I find really intriguing, really useful. And this is what I aspire to be. I mean, I'm a little bit hesitant to open up my computer to the AI and let all this stuff in, but he uses it in a way that he is on point and really knows his stuff. So please go check out Doc Rock's videos. And here I just wanted to open up a conversation about how do you think we should be teaching in the age of AI? Because I feel like if we teach students only to use AI, they're going to be at a disadvantage. They're going to be beaten by those who are more knowledgeable. But if we don't teach them how to use AI effectively and ethically, we are seriously leaving them at a disadvantage. I remember once, years ago, I came from newspapers, and we had an intern, and this was sort of well into, but kind of the beginning when newspapers started to drop off, in because of the internet and Facebook and things like that. And I asked the intern, at your school, are they talking to you about the decline? She was a journalism major. And I asked her, is your school teaching you about or talking to you about how newspapers are starting to die now, how most newspapers are starting to lay off people? And no was a response. At the risk of hurting ourselves as an instructor or an educator, we should be putting these things out there. Because I don't think I should be educating my students on how to only paint with paintbrushes, because I don't want them to know about AI, because eventually AI will be doing my job. And I don't feel like hiding my head in the sand is the way to go. I want to present this to my students so that they know what is going on and they are aware, because things are changing fast. And I believe in the next few years, they will change significantly faster as the AI becomes adopted more and more quickly. I mean, recently I opened up Zoom, and it's like your AI companion. It will not, it transcripts and does some other things. There's just, every time I open up a new software, the AI is there. And I think as educators, we need to prepare our students as best we can for what's coming, even though we don't. I told my students, I don't really know what to tell you, but I want you to be aware so you can make choices that give you the best chance at survival in a career that may change very quickly. I was planning on wrapping things up here, but while looking for information about, Fiverr, and to find out if there were any layoffs or anything, I found out that there's more to this story. And Fiverr, back in February of 2025, February 18th to be precise, they announced Fiverr Go. And this is what it says in Fiverr Go Help. Fiverr Go empowers freelancers to create and train AI creation model using their own assets, images, text, and audio files. So this will work for either a, visual artist or a voiceover artist. Okay. Once trained, the model generates client content in the freelancer's signature style or voice. This provides the freelancer with the potential to increase their order volume on Fiverr by generating deliverables faster in their established style without their direct involvement. This means you have your own AI personal assistant to deal with the client, and then you have your own AI to create the work. There might be times when the client might decide, hey, let me speak to the real person because I want something more. I want a bit more fine control. I watch Black Mirror, and if you've never watched Black Mirror, it's a dystopian, what do you call it? It's like Twilight Zone. They're individual episodes, anthology series, that's the word. And it's a dystopian future. AI is something you see a lot on the show. And this is from the series right here. And I just thought it was quite interesting that this is the ad for Fiverr Go. This looks so much like Black Mirror to me. I don't understand how they let this go, because if you've seen Black Mirror, this is very dark. I'm just going to go down to the bottom to the FAQ down here. And it says, what is Fiverr Go? This is their, oh boy, I can't read that. Let me try to make that a little bigger. Fiverr Go is a suite of AI-powered tools designed to help the freelancer create, train, and manage personal AI models. It includes AI creation models, AI models that allow freelancers to generate content in their unique style. Personal Assistant, an AI chat assistant that helps manage client inquiries using the freelancer's knowledge, gig details, and communication style. Now, this is just mind blowing to me. All right, so how does Fiverr Go protect the freelancer's work and ensure that they benefit from the AI? All right. Fiverr Go is designed to safeguard freelancers' creativity by ensuring freelancers own and control their AI models. Okay. Fiverr does not own or use these models without permission. Now, that's a little interesting right there, is because it says we don't use this without permission, but make sure, I would just be careful when you sign that, when you update that user agreement, because they might ask for permission and you may sign up for it and you just don't know it. Again, clients must pay for AI generated works before downloading. Okay, so if they find something they like and they want to download it, I believe, again, it said AI generated content is watermarked until purchased. And how does the personal assistant work? The personal assistant helps freelancers manage inquiries by automatically responding to common client questions about services and pricing, gathering client requirements before handing off complex requests, being fully customizable, allowing freelancers to configure it how, when, and how it responds. What rights do clients and freelancers have on AI deliveries? Clients own the final AI generated content they purchase. Okay, that's interesting. Because as far as I know, you cannot copyright AI work. It says they own it, but if you can't copyright it, do you really own it? I don't know. Freelancers retain their rights in the work used to train the model. If clients allow their AI generated delivery to be publicly visible on the freelancer's page, the freelancer may use it to train their AI creation models. Now, this is an interesting one. Due to the nature of AI, exclusive outputs are not guaranteed, and similar results may be generated for different users. So again, this is new technology and it's interesting. It'll be interesting to see how this goes, but it has been a wake-up call for me. Now we know about Fiverr. So here's a story from Adobe that says Adobe execs say artists need to embrace AI or get left behind. They're not going to be successful in this new world without using it. And it's basically about how you can use AI to work faster and cheaper. After hearing about this, I feel like students really need to know how to use these AI tools. I think what we need to start doing is teaching them the foundations in whatever, subject we're teaching. I also think that we need to teach them how to use the AI tools as effectively as possible. And we also need to remind them that they need to exercise their minds. If they depend too much on AI, it's going to be like wearing a cast. Have you ever seen someone who puts on, they break their leg and they put on a cast, and then months later when they take that cast off, you just see this shriveled up leg, that has lost all muscle mass. The same thing happens with our minds. And we need to impart that on our students. And I still think it's going to be a difficult fight. I find a lot of my students just want to take the easy way out. They want to get something done and move on. And it is tempting. It is very tempting. I mean, I myself get lost a bit more than I used to because I've depended on that GPS a little more than I should. I'll leave a long list of links in the description below if you're interested in, watching some of these stories, or, on YouTube, or reading some of these stories. But one thing I want to leave you with is Mogadot, a former chief business officer at Google X. He's you can see all kinds of videos of him on YouTube, but he refers to what we are what we are in now as the era of augmented intelligence. And, that just means we use these devices to make ourselves smarter. As he puts it, say I want an extra 100 IQ points, I can borrow it from the AI, and it makes us smarter. And I think if we choose not to do that, it will be very difficult to compete. And it goes back to what the Fiverr CEO Miha Kaufman, I mispronounced his name before, said. It here, are we all doomed? Not all of us, but those who will not wake up and understand the new reality fast are unfortunately doomed. And I think, and I believe to a certain extent that that is the case. I may be wrong, but I think that there is a strong case for learning AI so that you don't get left behind, because I think a lot of people in the commercial space, maybe, if you want to be creative on your own, you can do what you want. I mean, I have a master's degree in painting, the old fashioned painting, but in a commercial environment, I will be using AI. I will be using AI to make my work faster and more efficient. I think we need to teach our students the basics as well as AI effectively so that they can compete in the real world. But we also need to teach them how to keep their brains fit and not atrophy from too much cognitive offloading to AI. I'm just trying to figure this out. And I really don't know where this is going, but this is just where my gut instinct is telling me. I came from the newspaper business, and I saw the writing on the wall. I had an opportunity to do something different, to react differently, but I sat there and I waited until I was consumed by the layoffs. And I think this is another one of those moments where if you are not agile and ready to switch and learn new things, and if you don't learn to adapt quickly and embrace the new technology, I think you're in for a bit of a rough ride. And let me know what you think. I want this to be a conversation.